Greetings, one and all. Welcome to the state of my account for September 2023. This is a special milestone for me because it marks 1 year that I've been making YouTube videos for Galaxy of Heroes, and mainly at all. There's like some stragglers from before where I was like, I just threw up a grand arena, didn't really do anything else with it. But I started in earnest last September, so it's been 1 year. So thank you everybody for a great year. I'm gonna try to look at that first video, sound off because I had the Star Wars music playing. But I am 10.9 million right now, so I'll go back and see a little bit later what I was then and try to just parse out what my account looked like from that grand arena. First, I want to look at what I was working on and what I completed recently in the past month. And I was actually kind of surprised when I took stock because this was a lot that I bumped up. Mostly up here is just bump ups from what I had before. Marin is a complete unlock. So I had her at not an unlock. I had her unlocked from the marquee, but I got her to 7 stars. Took her from gear 11 all the way to relic 7. Gave her the Omicron. Both Zetas. I've been enjoying her so far. I don't know if I have the guts to try against Jabba. I kind of prefer the one-shots. And who knows if they're going to nerf that. But I like her because you don't have to mod her super fast or fast at all. So this is me avoiding speed and I have 74. I don't know if I want crit damage or not. Someone tell me how I'm modding my Marin wrong. Because I am brand new to her. I gave her potency, health. Probably don't want all the health. Or some people think you don't want her to survive at all, but I kind of like the battles where you just keep them alive from start to finish. Maybe zombie dies here and there, and you melt some people. But I don't like the huge punch-ups. That's just me. Over here, we got 2 more Galactic Legends bumped up to R9, and I think I'm going to stop there for now. Because now I don't know, maybe I'd run into some droid brains problems. Not too much, but yeah, the biggest benefit from going from R8 to R9 for a lot of these characters is just the mastery gain. And the Kylo ramps mastery so fast. I think you go from 75 mastery to 85 or 70 to 85, and that has a material effect on how you ramp up. Since his mastery is crit damage and damage, that is a huge impact when you're playing with him and ramping up through that siphon. Similar with Sith Eternal Emperor, the main benefit from him is just extra survivability. I mean, yeah, you get some extra damage, but extra max health and protection there. You just want to keep him alive. Max health and protection boost here. I run a fast Sith Eternal Emperor, and I like it that way, so I don't have as much speed as I possibly could. I might get more if I ran a speed arrow or a health arrow, and I don't have perfect health percentage secondaries on these. I mean, health percentage primary, got some health there, and not too much health there. So I sacrifice a little bit of health for the speed, and I do prefer doing it that way on offense. Ben Solo, I finally bumped him from R5 to R7. He was just languishing at R5 for so long. He was neglected, left out in the cold, as you can tell by his attire. But I kind of felt the difference. I mean, yeah, you get extra survivability too, which is nice. But the damage, you really feel it. And I don't even have him modded the best. I've seen people close to like 20,000, I think, for his offense, which is crazy. But I do have the crit damage triangle on him, even though he doesn't have high crit chance. I like the possibility of a much bigger hit, so that's why I do that, and it's got a lot of speed. Maybe the wrong call. I think mathematically he might even want a crit chance triangle, but I just like that big damage possibility. And then another bump up from R6 to R7, Savage Press, and Ben was 5 to 7, Savage was 6 to 7. It was just something I never got around to. I had initially got him up to 6, and was like, and just stopped and was distracted by something else. I can't remember what, but he definitely deserved it. Got him up to 92k health, very good, and his offense up a little bit. He's just such a beast. So I'm really happy to have him up to Relic 7, which is kind of like the new Relic 5, at least in one manner of speaking. In a way, Relic 7 is the new Relic 5 in that it's kind of the baseline for a character you respect. You want to get them up to Relic 7. However, in another way, Relic 3 is the new Relic 5, and I'm displaying that here with all these Phoenix upgrades. And they were all, I think, gear 12 before this month, and this has been a lot of fun just bumping him up only to Relic 3. Rex I'm taking to 7. He's actually the next bump up to 7, and then I'm going to hoard for Malicos. But to get these guys usable with the Phoenix Datacrons, you only need them at R3, which is fantastic. And I have a good one for Phoenix. I think it's this one. Yeah, Phoenix. See, you only need Relic 3 all the way up to level 8. And level 9, I already have a Rex at Relic 5, so they're working just fine. I'm actually going to make some videos on Phoenix soon, but I love the Datacron I have for them. Lots of arm penetration, crit damage, offense, speed up on basic. It's just fantastic. So yeah, definitely going to make some stuff on that later. And this is not the ideal comp you want. I know there's been a lot of questions floating around there because people are starting to get close to having Rex as a usable level thanks to that those bonus events. Thanks to those bonus events, that's why I was able to get him to 7-star. I didn't think I'd have him for a while, and now we have 3 full seasons with his Datacron, which is amazing. And since people are close to unlocking, they're wondering what the ideal Phoenix comp is. I'm going to try to do a video about that tomorrow, I think. But yeah, it is a good question because there's 7 and there's only room for 5. But I just got them all up to Relic 3. I'm going to try to play around with all of them. The nice thing about Chopper is the only one besides like Hera and Rex that people say you have to have, just because he resets cooldowns and that really plays well with getting Rex. But what I love about Chopper, no Zetas. That is underrated and just fantastic. He doesn't need any Zetas to get his team going. But really satisfied with this. It not only boosts my Phoenix team, or my newly created Phoenix team, but it also helps out in ships. Because now all my Profundity pilots are in relics. So let's just check here. And that's quite a high power level. 70,000 there and 70,000 here. So all at least R3 with 1 R5 each. It just feels great. You see their health bar get bigger, their protection bar get a little bigger, and they start hitting for more damage. So that is a lot of fun. In other ships news, I have Leviathan up to 5-star. Up from last month when I had it at 4, and I don't know if I'll get it to 6. I probably won't. I might do like a few refreshes this time, and then the next month get them up to R6 because I'm not in a huge hurry. I put them on defense, and as long as Profundity can be 7-star Leviathan on offense, I'm in no hurry. And those crystals, I don't run a super high crystal balance, so it's hard to catch up with that. But there are a lot of extra benefits once you get to 6 stars. You get another 5% speed reduction on the enemy ship. The ultimate inflicts fear, which is you really notice the lack of that when you're using 5-star because the ultimate is a little underwhelming. Extra stacks of ferocity helps with damage. That's coming at 6 stars. And more damage on the basic, not a big deal. But also extra speed. So that is going to be a big boost when I do get to it. It's gonna be kind of expensive. And now to talk about my current projects. Up top, there are a couple characters I'm just trying to bump up 1 more relic level. Getting Rex to R7, not only required for the Leia event, but just good sense. He's an amazing character. I think he wants at least R7. And then Mace Windu, I've had him at R6 for a long time. Just kind of like Savage, I built him up, and then I didn't quite feel like spending or getting the signal data to take him to R7, but he definitely deserves it. He makes use of all the stats so well. Gonna get some extra protection, health, damage, which he really likes. What else is his mastery? Crit avoidance, which is kind of helpful, and resistance. So he just, I mean, he's one of those characters that wants tons of stats. He even makes a lot of use of potency, so really important character. I get a lot of use out of him, and R7 might feel a difference. Evan's there just to request data pads still. And Tarful and Saul are my last 2 elements for Jedi Knight Cal. And whether he comes back in September or December, like the Grand Inquisitor model, I should be ready for him. So I hope it's in September. I'm a little far on Saw, but I'm doing 2 refreshes each. Tarful should finish soon, and if Saw is falling behind during that week, I would just make sure by the end of the week I would get enough of those shards. Even if it required me to spend some crystals on the shipments, I will make it happen. But I hope it comes sooner rather than later. And I might I might be interested in trying to build up Saul, like a Saul team, at least for 3v3 or maybe even 5v5. Taking the best leftovers from Mon Mothma, because I'm not that impressed with Mon Mothma anymore. Because I've seen some scary stuff from him. Like, he destroyed Bit Dynasty's Starkiller team when he was using Cara Dune and Kyle. And you should go check it out. It's kind of crazy. That really took me off guard. And I used Starkiller against him, but it was just Chirrut and Baze, so it wasn't too scary. These two I can't farm yet. Scout Trooper, Princess Nissa. I got some Nissa shards from that extra drop event, but I went hard on Rex and tried to avoid Nissa otherwise, because she doesn't fit into anything I have. Ewoks are nothing, nowhere near as good as Phoenix, and I can't believe how good Phoenix is right now. Can't wait to talk a little bit more about that. Scout Trooper is going to be nice, but it looks like you have to plug into an Imperial Remnant team, so that'll be Moff Gideon, and then the Beskar Moff Gideon from Next Conquest, or that's what we believe is coming out. They've pretty much said that straight up. And the current Conquest character, which I am really excited to get, Terran Malicos. This guy looks seriously amazing. I think he's going to do tons of damage. We have to see him in action first, but should be an amazing addition to the Seer team. That's where I anticipate him falling. Maybe he could work with Lord Vader. Maybe you put him and Maul with Lord Vader, or him and Maul with Seer. I don't know. But people might not want to put Lord Vader on defense this season, so we'll just see. We'll just wait for that. The only problem is he requires he has 3 Omicrons. I don't even know if I have one. I don't even think I have one saved up. I'll probably do the uniques first, and then I don't know if I'll go for the special. That's probably going to be a wait and see, and I have to evaluate which of these two to give onto him. It's hard for me to put a lot of thought and review into something until I actually have my hands on it. So that's why I haven't done a full evaluation yet, but he's looking pretty awesome. And after I take Rex to R7, probably going to hold off on Windu and just try to save up enough signal data to get him up to R7 right away, because he is going to mean business. And now a special break from the account as it is now. I will now be reflecting on 1 year of YouTube, and I couldn't be happier with how the channel's done. 6.6 thousand subs. When I made this first Grand Arena last year, I didn't think I'd get even 600 subs, or 500, or even 100. But people, I posted this on Reddit. I got at least about 100 views or so, and that was very encouraging. So I kept going, kept making other stuff. And you can see how I had very different thumbnail formats than I do now. I eventually settled on a kind of formula for like Grand Arenas and different stuff, but I started using that same font kind of early on. This like shining, like hot, glowing font text, and I don't know if you have to go too far to see kind of the normal format. Yeah, this is the first one I kind of used in that format with the Grand Arena background, and started putting the Galaxy of Heroes icon in there. But yeah, it's been a fun year, and let's just see kind of where my account was at during this. I think and it looks way different. These are all in the center back about last year. It's crazy what happens in just a year. I think I went over my account right here, have the sound off because it has copyrighted music. Showed what I had favorited. So I had favorited Radis, Ninth Sister, Second Sister, and Sortie. It feels like I've had Sortie a lot longer than a year, honestly. So I guess I was working on Profundity and trying to work on Inquisitors. At least Second Sister first for the chip. No Java there. I don't think it was out yet. Yeah, I sorted by power there. Still had an R9 Malgus. I mean, a lot of this stuff looks the same at the top of the roster. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Defensive overview. I got some holds with my Imperial Troopers. I don't usually set them on defense anymore. I guess this was set 3 and set 2, and this might have been when they had 3 sets active. But yeah, kind of cool. Still look back and see what was going on back then. Not too much to remark on. Yeah, go check out that old one if you're interested in seeing what it was like in my first Grand Arena video. The mic quality's not as good, and I spoke a little bit more softly, slowly, just because I didn't have the confidence. I felt ridiculous recording it. I was like, who's even going to watch this? Like, who are you to think people are going to watch you? But I've been thankful that people have ended up watching me across the year. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to all you guys for supporting the channel. Well, I forgot to remark on that I was 8.9 million last year. So I grew by exactly 2 million. And I'm kind of shocked by that. Because I thought I keep waiting for the GP growth to just slow down. Because once you're at the end game, the low-hanging fruit is mostly gone. I don't even have that many characters not at Relics anymore, which is crazy. I mean, some of these are going to be bumped up for Leia, some for Alcestis, although I don't need them in Relics for that. But it's just crazy how fast you grow in 1 year, and I'm just loving it. On other news, in Conquest, we're only about a day in, and I am into Sector 3. I'm trying to make progress on these global feats and sector feats quicker than I would before, because it's been really easy to 3-star stuff with the feats. And I just go back and hit the Sector 1 node pretty often for like... Well, I guess I don't really need it on Phoenix anymore. I have Phoenix all up and running at Relics. But the Wookiee one I need to do here. And yeah, just do it. And the 40s you need. I'm trying to hit clones as much as I can. The Malgus team. Here, I think it was just blowing forward with Galactic Republic. Because it's easy to get full wins with Galactic Republic. Also doing clones. And this is one of those ones where it's harder to get a lot of stuff at the same time. They really make you stretch out. So I'm going to be hitting that Sector 3 bonus node a lot at the end of this, I'm pretty sure. I don't have a ton of the credits because I don't buy the Conquest Plus Pass, or just Conquest Pass in general, so I won't be able to spend as much on signal data as I would love to, but still on great pace to unlock Mr. Malicos. Another thing I want to look at is my gear stockpiles, because they are getting a little bit thinner as time goes on. So let me just go down to the raid gear. It's easier to see. My relic stockpile, I'm very happy with. I got lots of impulse detectors, plenty of arrow magnifiers. I even have close to enough keypads for R9, electrum conductors. Not a worry. Bronziums are also looking, and carbonite circuit boards are looking pretty healthy, almost about 750 each. But some of these like gear 12 to gear 13 pieces on just the normal like gear 12 are kind of struggling, at least by my standards. So I'm down to like 228 of these, which I know it sounds like a lot, but I'm used to having them at like 300, 400. These I had at like 500 or something. The med packs are the ones that I'm hurting on the most. Maybe there's some in the shard shop to show. Yeah, so I'm down 165 of these. I had like 500 of them, and I knew that they were used a lot, but I was like, I kind of slacked on buying them in the store. And with all the Phoenix bump ups, I think that's really what did it. Like, that's a lot of characters at the same time from gear 12 to gear 13. This one I also had like 400 or 500, probably over 500, and that's getting low. And for the Mark 8 scanners, that's also getting a little bit lower, so I need to focus on getting those. But I've just been buying the data cache so much. I actually took a pause on buying anything with Shard Shop currency, because when they had that special pack come out where you could get keypads or droid brains or something, I spent pretty much all my Shard Shop currency, got down to basically 0, and then just took a pause. I have some ally points to open up, but I don't like having the balance that low. But I still am planning on going hard on Datacrons right now. It's so easy to get them up to high levels. At 8, 9, I just want a full group for the next time for when set 9 dismantles. And we're left with not too much going on. Last thing I want to look at today is just my Legend Leia progress, or lack thereof. I have 6 out of 16 completed, but one of those is just reached level 85. Lando is ready to begin with. Rolo, I had her ready to begin with. Not too worried about most of this. It's, like I said earlier, just mostly the marquees. Drogon, not farmable yet. Nisa, not farmable yet. But Rex, I'm going to get up very soon. Then I'll have 7 out of 16. Might be a few months until I actually get her. But I know the biggest bottleneck is going to be the character shards for Drogon, Nisa and Scout Trooper. I hope at least one of them. I hope Drogon is a Cantina node, because right now I still have to wait several weeks, like over a month or something, for him to be farmable, and even then it's very slow and takes a very long time. So it's gonna take quite a while for me. Cal Kestis, though, shouldn't be a big problem. I have 3 out of 5 Gear 12. Once I get these 7-star Gear 12, super easy. I just hope it doesn't take until December for it to come back, just like Grand Inquisitor. So that's it for the state of my account this month. Also, the special 1-year edition. Crazy that I've gained 2 million power in just 1 year. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you did enjoy, and sub if you haven't already. I always appreciate it. All right, see you guys later.